Amarillo, Texas's Mike Scroggins is just one game and one win away from capturing this season's PBA Player of the Year honor, but it's a loaded field that wants to play the role of spoiler. It's been one of the most memorable seasons in the history of the PBA Tour. A woman beat the big boys. A former auto worker captured a major championship. And an amateur took down the world's best. Today, the Tour makes its last stop of the season with one of its most challenging events, the Lumber Liquidators Marathon Open. Who will survive this week-long test of strength and stamina, and who will ultimately be crowned this season's PBA Player of the Year? Walter Ray Williams Jr. or that man, Mike Scroggins? Find out with us next. We welcome you this Easter afternoon to Baltimore, Maryland for the final event of this season's PBA Tour. It's been a marathon and not a sprint all week long here. 53 games on 7 different oil patterns over 5 days have weeded the field 2-5. Today's Lumber Liquidators Marathon Open Final 5 includes a Hall of Famer, 2 former Player of the Year, and this year's potential PBA Player of the Year. And glad you're with us today. I'm Rob Stone, and today we put the wraps on not only a tournament, but really a complete season that tested the versatility and endurance of the world's best bowlers. And the bowling gods truly did smile on us today. The final match of the final tournament of the season will determine this year's PBA Player of the Year. Your top seed, Mike Scroggins, with the victory, would vault over Bill O'Neill and Walter Ray Williams Jr. and earn his first ever Player of the Year title. Number 2 seed, Pete Weber, looking for his 35th tour title. Chris Barnes, 3 times a runner-up this season, seeks his first title of the campaign, as does Brad Angelo and the reigning, for now at least, Player of the Year, Wes Malott. Top seed Mike Scroggins put himself in the Player of the Year race courtesy of a strong second half of the season, which was kicked off by his victory at the Pepsi Red, White, and Blue Open in Wichita. He then finished 4th at the Masters, 2nd at the U.S. Open, and 1 in Columbus, Ohio. His guaranteed at worst 2nd place finish today has him in a current 3-way tie for Player of the Year honors. The first tiebreaker goes to Walter Ray Williams Jr., which means Scroggins must win today if he wants the Player of the Year honor. And Randy Peterson standing by with our top seed right now.
Mike, describe what winning Player of the Year would mean to you.
Oh, man, that's beyond my expectations. I mean, just to have a chance at it this year, you know, the last 2 years I've been close, but this year it comes down to one game. It's probably one of my biggest games I will ever bowl in my life.
So with all the pressure on the line today, how do you get into your zen? How do you mentally get your body to perform at the highest level?
Well, for starters, seeing my ball hook off the gutter would be really good. But, you know, just try to take one shot at a time and concentrate on every shot. And if I make 10 good shots and still lose, I'll be happy with that. But I feel like if I make 10 good shots, I should win.
Rob, Mike Scroggins got the biggest bowling game of his life coming up.
And we're looking for it. Mike Scroggins will be waiting in the wings, Randy, for the title match. Who will he face? Match number 1, Wes Malott versus Brad Angelo, the winner to take on Chris Barnes. And there's Pete Weber, had a huge 300 game late yesterday to vault himself up into that number 2 seed spot. The winner of that one, of match 3, to take on Mike Scroggins. Time now for the introductions of match number 1, and we begin with the reigning Player of the Year, Wes Malott.